You don't ask me where I've been. You just sit beside the wind. When my voice is barely there, you don't press me to declare. I don't hand you every truth, but I open up and prove. Every pause becomes a door to the quiet I ignore. You. Rooms that don't require answers, just a place to let me stand here. If I move a step behind, it's the rhythm of my mind, not a promise wrapped in light, just a moment breathing right. Rooms that don't require answers still remind me I'm a dancer. You don't measure how I show by the things I never know. When I drift to watch the air, you don't ask why I don't share. I don't speak to mark the start, but I stay with open heart. Every silence holds a key to the parts that carry me. Rooms that don't require answers, just a place to let me stand here. If I move a step behind, it's the rhythm of my mind, not a promise wrapped in light, just a moment breathing right. Rooms that don't require answers still remind me I'm a dancer. If I leave to walk alone, know you echoed in my tone. Rooms that don't require answers, let me stay without a banner. If I rest without a claim, it just means I feel the same. Not a vow that binds my pace, just a soft and present place. Rooms that don't require answers still the place I learn my You don't wait for me to speak, you just breathe beside the weak. When my hands don't reach for yours, you don't open hidden doors. I don't name the shifting part, but I feel you in my heart. Every pause becomes a place where I look at my own pace. Under lights that don't demand, I can hold your quiet hand. If I stand a step behind, that's just how my thoughts align. Not a vow I have to prove, just a softened way I move. Under lights that don't demand, I can love the way I stand. You don't read me by my speed, you just follow where I lead. When I drift to think alone, you don't change your gentle tone. I don't speak in perfect lines, but I show up over time. Every breath without control makes a space where I feel whole. Under lights that don't demand, I can hold your quiet hand. If I stand a step behind, that's just how my thoughts align. Not a vow I have to prove, just a softened way I move. Under lights that don't demand, I can love the way I stand. Under lights that don't demand, I'm still reaching for your hand. If I take the longer way, it just means I choose to stay. Not a promise carved in stone, just a truth I call my own. Under lights that don't demand, you're where all my shadows land. You don't ask me to be more, you just sit beside my door. When I step but don't explain, you don't try to ease the strain. I don't bring the fullest part, but I show a growing start. Every time you don't demand, I move closer where you stand. Let me stay how I arrive. Not a polish, just a lie. If I move a beat behind, I'm still choosing in my mind. Not a version meant to please, just the one that moves with these. Let me stay how I arrive. That's the truest way I try. Let me stay how I arrive. That's the truest way I try. You don't push me to be sure, you just stay when I'm unsure. When I need a quiet space, you don't drag me into pace. I don't speak in perfect form, but I show up through the storm. Every breath I take near you feels like something soft and true. Let me stay how I arrive. Not a polish, just a lie. If I move a beat behind, I'm still choosing in my mind. Not a version meant to please, just the one that moves with ease. Let me stay how I arrive. That's the truest way I try. Let me stay how I arrive. That's the truest way I try. If I leave to walk alone, no, I meant you in my tone. Let me stay how I arrive. Not a polish, just a lie. If I move a beat behind, I'm still choosing in my mind. Not a version meant to please, just the one that moves with ease. Let me stay how I arrive. That's the truest way I try. Let me stay how I arrive. That's the truest way I try. You don't ask me to unfold, you just sit in stories told. When I breathe instead of speak, you don't call the moment weak. I don't bring the loudest part, but you hear the quiet heart. Every time you stay that near, I can listen through my fear. Where silence knows my name, I return without a claim. If I stay a breath too long, it just means I'm coming strong. Not a vowel marked refrain, just the truth beneath the pain. Where silence knows my name, I can love without the blame. You don't rush me into light, you just warm the slower night. When I drift inside my head, you don't fear the things unsaid. I don't carve a final end, but I feel the ways we bend. Every pause before I stay writes a truth I can't obey. Where silence knows my name, I return without a claim. If I stay a breath too long, it just means I'm coming strong. Not a vowel, not refrain, just the truth beneath the pain. Where silence knows my name, I can love claim. If I stay a breath too long, it just means I'm coming strong. Not a vow or march refrain, just the truth beneath the pain. Where silence knows my name, I can love without the blame. You don't tell me where to look, you just open up the book. Pages turning on their own, words appearing in a tone. I don't hurry to define, but I read between your lines. Every time you leave it still, I can choose the parts that fill. A light that doesn't ask to shine, still it moves across the spine. If I notice when it grows, that's just where the feeling goes. Not demanding to be seen, just a glow behind the scene. A light that doesn't ask to shine, soft but just as real as mine. You don't push me in a form, you just stay where things get warm. When I breathe before I speak, you don't rush the subtle peak. I don't claim a perfect truth, but I hold the tender proof. Every shift I take in place feels like something I can face. A light that doesn't ask to shine, still it moves across the spine. If I notice when it grows, that's just where the feeling goes. Not demanding to be seen, just a glow behind the scene. A light that doesn't ask to shine, soft but just as real as mine. If I leave to stand alone, know you lived inside my tone. A light that doesn't ask to shine, still it moves across the spine. If I notice when it grows, that's just where the feeling goes. Not demanding to be seen, just a glow behind the scene. A light that doesn't ask to shine, soft but just as real as mine. You don't ask me to be new, you just sit in shades of blue. When my voice is half awake, you don't shape what I should make. I don't lay the map in it, but I move the way I think. Every time you keep it real, I remember how to feel. You stay, so I let myself arrive, not to chase but to survive. If I walk a gentle line, it just means the step is mine. Not a reason to be sure, just a moment to endure. You stay, so I let myself arrive. That's the way my heart survives. That's the way my heart survives. You don't hurry me to clear, you just breathe beside my fear. When I choose the softer part, you don't pull it to the start. I don't rush to make it loud, but I hold what I allowed. Every slow, unhurried thread finds a path to where we've read. You stay, so I let myself arrive, not to chase but to survive. If I walk a gentle line, it just means the step is mine. Not a reason to be sure, just a moment to endure. You stay, so I let myself arrive. That's the way my heart survives. Not to chase but to survive. If I walk a gentle line, it just means a step is mine. Not a reason to be sure, just a moment to endure. You stay, so I let myself arrive. That's the way my heart survives. That's the way my heart survives. You don't mark the starting line, you just wander next to mine. When my voice is barely there, you don't ask me to declare. I don't shape the final form, but I move where feelings warm. Every quiet step I trace turns into a breathing place. In the space we grow into, not defined but still in view. If I stay without a claim, it just means I feel the same. No announcement to begin, just a shift beneath the skin. In the space we grow into, something real without a cue. You don't measure time by speed, you just meet my living need. When I stand a step away, you don't ask for more to say. I don't carve a shape to fit, but I open bit by bit. Every moment held in light feels like choosing what feels right. In the space we grow into, not defined but still in view. If I stay without a claim, it just means I feel the same. No announcement to begin, just a shift beneath the skin. In the space we grow into, something real without a cue. If I leave to walk alone, no, you shape the way I've grown. In the space we grow into, not defined but still in view. If I stay without a claim, it just means I feel the same. No announcement to begin, just a shift beneath the skin. In the space we grow into, something real without a cue. You don't ask me to decide, you just sit there by my side. When I drift a step away, you don't beg for me to stay. I don't speak in certain lines, but I show in smaller signs. Every time you don't insist, something deeper starts to live. Nothing to force, still choosing, not afraid of what we're losing. If I move a little slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise, not a claim, still I feel it all the same. Nothing to force, still choosing. You're the calm I keep on proving. You don't pull me into light, you just want my quieter nights. When I hesitate to touch, you don't say I'm not enough. I don't rush to call it true, but I lean a bit to you. Every breath I take in place feels like sharing honest space. Nothing to force, still choosing, not afraid of what we're losing. If I move a little slow, You just sit inside the same. When I drift a step away, you don't beg for me to stay. I don't show the loudest signs, but I'm moving quieter lines. Every time you let me breathe, I stay longer than I leave. I don't rush to be seen, but I show up in between. If I speak a beat too slow, it just means I need to grow. Not a promise carved in stone, just the truth I call my own. I don't rush to be seen, yet I'm here more than I've been. You don't measure how I care by the things I don't declare. When my hands don't reach for yours, you don't say I owe you more. I don't promise what will stay, but I choose you in my way. Every shift that comes in time feels like something close to mine. I don't rush to be seen, but I show up in between. If I speak a beat too slow, it just means I need to grow. Not a promise carved in stone, just the truth I call my own. I don't rush to be seen, yet I'm here more than I've been. If I leave to stand alone, no, you lived inside my tone. I don't rush to be seen, but I show up in between. If I speak a beat too slow, it just means I need to grow. Not a promise carved in stone, just the truth I call my own. I don't rush to be seen, yet I'm here more than I've been. You don't tell me where to start, you just stand beside my heart. When I step instead of speak, you don't call the moment weak. I don't outline where we're headed, just the places I've embedded. Every quiet breath I trace becomes motion, not a race. Soft roads don't need maps, they remember how to pass. If I travel slow and clear, it just means I trust being here. Not a promise drawn in lines, just direction that unwinds. Soft roads don't need maps, they come back, they hold, they last. You don't measure where I roam, you just walk like roads are home. When I stop to catch my breath, you don't calculate the rest. I don't speak to fit the mold, but I move when warmth unfolds. Every silence turns the wheel where the deeper things reveal. Soft roads don't need maps, they remember how to pass. If I travel slow and clear, it just means I trust being here. Not a promise drawn in lines, just direction that unwinds. Soft roads don't need maps, they come back, they hold, they last. If I walk this path alone, know you softened every stone. Soft roads don't need maps, they arrive in gentle laps. If I wander from your side, it's just room for me to stride. Not a finish, not a start, just a route that knows my heart. Soft roads don't need maps, and I keep finding you back. come. You just stand and let it hum. When the breeze falls through the room, I don't rush to name its bloom. I don't tell you what it means, but it lingers in between. Every quiet shift of light turns the distance less than night. Half open windows in June, letting warmth arrive too soon. If I sit and borrow air, it just means I choose it there. Not a plan or written tune, just the way the day resumes. Half open windows in June, letting in the softer bloom.
You don't ask me where I've been, you just make a space to lean. When my hands stay at my side, you don't pull what's undefined. I don't promise where I go, but I stay when breezes flow. Every still and quiet sign feels like seasons turning fine.
Half open windows in June, letting warmth arrive too soon. If I sit and borrow air, it just means I choose it there. Not a plan or written tune, just the way the day resumes. Half open windows in June, letting in the softer bloom. If I leave to walk alone, know I breathed you in at home. Half open windows in June, letting warmth arrive too soon. If I sit and borrow air, it just means I choose it there. Not a plan or written tune, just the way the day resumes. Half open windows in June, letting in the softer bloom. You don't ask me to begin, you just wait outside my skin. When I drift into the past, you don't pull or hold me fast. I don't carry every flame, but I stay without a name. Every moment left unclaimed feels like something gently framed. Shadow places become warm when your quiet holds the form. If I stay, it'll be too late. It just means I trust the wait. Not a story I defend, just the way soft things extend. Shadow places become warm, where I settle through the storm. You don't press me into why, you just breathe and let me try. When I sit with folded hands, you don't ask for where it lands. I don't speak to prove I care, but you feel it when I'm there. Every silence holds its peace, letting restless voices cease. Shadow places become warm when your quiet holds the form. If I stay, it'd be too late. It just means I trust the wait. Not a story I defend, just the way soft things extend. Shadow places become warm, where I settle through the storm. If I leave to walk alone, know you reshaped every You don't ask me for a lot, you just stay with what I've got. When I sit a little near, you don't push to make it clear. I don't show the whole of me, but I offer honestly. Every time you keep it light, I can stay through softer night. What I give is what I can, not a plan or perfect spin. If I move a moment slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a vow to hold you tight, just a step that feels like right. What I give is what I can, more than words but less than grand. Fear the things unsaid. I don't promise what will stay, but I show up in my way. Every breath I take beside feels like less I need to hide. What I give is what I can, not a plan or perfect spin. If I move a moment slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a vow to hold you tight, just a step that feels like right. What I give is what I can, more than words but less than grin. If I leave to stand alone, no, I meant you in my tone. What I give is what I can, not a plan or perfect spin. If I move a moment slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a vow to hold you tight, just a step that feels like right. What I give is what I can, more than words but less than grand. You don't ask me to be clear, you just settle when I'm near. When I pause to find my place, you don't rush to fill the space. I don't open all at once, just in small and honest fronts. Every silence holds a clue of the ways I lean to you. Slow rivers know their way, even when they drift and sway. If I'm moving quiet lines, it just means I trust the signs. Not a vow I need to say, just a truth that finds its day. Slow rivers know their way, and I'm learning how to stay. You don't measure where I go, you just follow soft and slow. When I turn inside my mind, you don't ask what you should find. I don't speak to prove I'm sure, but my steps grow more secure. Every breath that I don't hide feels like flowing with the tide. Slow rivers know their way, even when they drift and sway. If I'm moving quiet lines, it just means I trust the signs. Not a vow I need to say, just a truth that finds its day. Slow rivers know their way, and I'm learning how to stay. If I walk the path alone, and you're recorded in my tone, slow rivers know their way, even when they drift and sway. If I take the longer route, it just means I grow my roots. Not a promise to remain, just a love without the strain. Slow rivers know their way, I'll be back another day. before I'm near. You just wait inside the fear. When I stand with folded hands, you don't ask for where it lands. I don't open all my gates, but I soften what relates. Every silence shapes a place where I move at softer pace. When quiet touches first, nothing heavy, nothing rehearsed. If I lean without a claim, it just means I know your name. Not a vow I need to speak, just a warmth that feels unique. When quiet touches first, oh, I can love without the thirst. You don't write a path for me, you just walk where I can be. When I drift to breathe alone, you don't shift your open tone. I don't speak to close the space, but I stay and hold the place. Every step without demand feels like choosing where I stand. When quiet touches first, nothing heavy, nothing rehearsed. If I lean without a claim, it just means I know your name. Not a vow I need to speak, just a warmth that feels unique. When quiet touches first, ah, I can love without the thirst. If I leave to walk alone, know your stillness shape my tone. When quiet touches first, I return without the worst. If I fade beyond the light, know you held me through the night. Not a promise carved to keep, just a truth I carry deep. When quiet touches first, I remember why it works. You don't wait for me to prove, you just let me learn my moves. When I drift and come back slow, you don't ask me where I go. I don't open everything, but I offer what I bring. Every time you keep it calm, I return without alarm. This is the way I stay without trying. Not a promise, not denying. If I linger close to you, it just means the feeling's true. Not a vow or something planned, just the way I reach your hand. This is the way I stay without trying. Quiet truth without defining. You don't hold me to a pace, you just leave an honest space. When my voice is barely there, you don't ask me to declare. I don't name what's halfway grown, but I show what's mine alone. Every step I take your way feels like something real to say. This is the way I stay without trying. Not a promise, not denying. If I linger close to you, it just means the feeling's true. Not a vow or something planned, just the way I reach your hand. This is the way I stay without trying. If I leave to breathe alone, know you lived inside my tone. This is the way I stay without trying. Not a promise, not denying. If I linger close to you, it just means the feeling's true. Not a vow or something planned, just the way I reach your hand. This is the way I stay without trying. Quiet truth without defining. You don't ask me to commit, just sit and watch me sit. When I breathe instead of talk, you don't guide the way I walk. I don't bring the biggest part, but I start where I can start. Every time you hold the space, I move closer to that place. I get close because it feels safe, not for me, just something brave. If I move a beat too slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise to be made, just a choice, I'm not afraid. I get close because it feels safe. That's the truth behind my pace. You don't rush me in LA. You just stay through quieter nights. When my hands don't reach for yours, you don't ask me for much more. I don't write a final line, but I show up over time. Every small and chosen step feels like something I can let. I get close because it feels safe, not from need, just something brave. If I move a beat too slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise to be made, just a choice, I'm not afraid. I get close because it feels safe. That's the truth behind my pace. If I leave to walk alone, know you lived inside my tone. I get close because it feels safe, not for me, just something brave. If I move a beat too slow, it just means I wanna know. Not a promise to be made, just a choice, I'm not afraid. I get close because it feels safe. That's the truth behind my pace. You arrive without a cue, just a shade of something true. When I pause before I lean, you don't ask what silence means. I don't place a name on this, but it sits where moments kiss. Every time the noise breaks thin, we fall softly back within. We fold into the same quiet, not about just how we try it. If I stay without a claim, it's the truth that holds its name. Not a map drawn out in ink, just a way to feel instinct. We fold to the same quiet, where the words choose not to write. You don't push me to declare, you just breathe the open air. When my thoughts are half awake, you don't ask for what I make. I don't rush to hold it still, but I listen to the will. Every slow and tender step feels like where our echoes met. We fold into the same quiet, not about just how we try it. If I stay without a claim, it's the truth that holds its name. Not a map drawn out in ink, just a way to feel instinct. We fold to the same quiet, where the words choose not to write. If I drift to stand alone, know you softened every tone. We fold into the same quiet, not about just how we try it. If I stay without a claim, it's the truth that holds its name. Not a map drawn out in ink, just a way to feel instinct. We fold to the same quiet, where the words choose not to write. You don't ask me to be strong, you just stay when I go long. when my voice forgets to rise. You don't look for practice lies. I don't offer perfect shape, but I show the parts that ache. Every silence holds a key to the things I hesitate. You're the light that waits behind me, never pushing to define me. If I move a breath too slow, it just means I need to know. Not a truth I must defend, just a star without an end. You're the light that waits behind me, shining only when I see. If I leave to walk alone, when you softened every stone. If I leave to walk alone, no, you softened every stone. If I leave to walk alone, no, you softened every stone. You're the light that waits behind me, even when you're far and quiet. If I wander out of you, no, I'm shaped by passing through. Not a vow for you to keep, just the truth I carry deep. You're the light that waits behind me. When I turn it, it's you I see. You don't ask me to be sure, you just stand in what's unsure. When I think instead of speak, you don't feel the quiet weak. I don't open everything, but I show the parts that sing. Every time you stay like this, I can meet you where I miss. I don't move fast, but I mean it. Every step is how I see it. If I hold before I touch, it just means the truth is much. Not a finish, not a start, just a feeling taking part. I don't move fast, but I mean it. What I show is what I keep. You don't rush me in too clear, you just stay when I am near. When I pause to catch my breath, you don't read it as regret. I don't speak in sudden lines, but I show up over time. Every soft and chosen move feels like something real to prove. I don't move fast, but I mean it. Every step is how I see it. If I hold before I touch, it just means the truth is much. Not a finish, not a start, just a feeling taking part. I don't move fast, but I mean it. What I show is what I keep. If I leave to stand alone, no, I meant you in my tone. Step is how I see it. If I hold before I touch, it just means the truth is much. Not a finish, not a start, just a feeling taking part. I don't move fast, but I mean it. What I show is what I keep. You don't ask me why I stay, you just hold the quiet way. When I breathe before I speak, you don't call my silence weak. I don't name what's undefined, but I feel it in my mind. And every time you let it rest, I unfold myself to best. I don't hurry what feels true. If it's real, it finds its root. If I take the slower lane, it just means I feel the strain. Not a promise carved in light, just the truth that's just move when I do. You don't rush me into clear. You just stay when I am near. When I drift beyond my skin, you don't pull me back within. I don't speak to seal the fate, but I show when I create. Every step I take toward you feels like choosing something new. I don't hurry what feels true. If it's real, it finds its root. If I take the slower lane, it just means I feel the strain. Not a promise carved in light, just the truth that sits alright. I don't hurry what feels true. I just move when I do. Stand alone, know you lived inside my tone. I don't hurry what feels true. If it's real, it finds its root. If I take the slower lane, it just means I feel the strain. Not a promise carved in light, just the truth that sits upright. I don't hurry what feels true. I just move when I do. You don't wait for me to lead, you just follow at my speed. When I stop before I talk, you don't rush me through the walk. I don't open everything, but I show the parts that ring. Every time you meet me there, I can breathe a little air. I don't speak first, but I stay, not in rush, but in my way. If I move a beat behind, it just means I'm still alive. Not a promise, not a plea, just the truth that moves through me. I don't speak first, but I stay, and that's all I mean today. You don't read me by my tone, you don't treat my calm as gone. When I pull my hands aside, you don't make it mean I hide. I don't name what I don't know, but I show you where I grow. Every step without demand feels like something I can stand. I don't speak first, but I stay, not in rush, but in my way. If I move a beat behind, it just means I'm still alive. Not a promise, not a plea, just the truth that moves through me. I don't speak first, but I stay, and that's all I mean today. If I leave to stand alone, no, I meant you in my toe. I don't speak first, but I stay, not in rush, but in my way. If I move a beat behind, it just means I'm still alive. Not a promise, not a plea, just the truth that moves through me. I don't speak first, but I stay, and that's all I mean today. You don't ask me to explain, you just listen through the rain. When my voice is barely there, you don't press me to declare. I don't bring the loudest part, but I offer what I got. Every time you leave it free, I drop something silently. Hands full of quiet things, little truths without their wings. If I stay just out of sight, it just means I'm moving light. Not a bit I'm meant to show, just the seeds I let you know. Hands full of quiet things, carried soft like offerings. You don't measure how I care by what I refuse to share. When I pause before I touch, you don't say it isn't much. I don't carve the shape to prove, but I show the way I move. Every slow unhurried sign holds a piece I call mine. Hands full of quiet things, No, I meant you in my tone. Hands full of quiet things, little truths without their wings. If I stay just out of sight, it just means I'm moving light. Not abandonment to show, just the seeds I let you know. Hands full of quiet things, carried soft like offerings. You don't ask me what it means, you just stay where I can lean. When I pause before I move, you don't ask me to improve. I don't show it loud or bright, but I shift a little night by night. Every time you don't demand, I reach out with open hands. I come close because I want to, not because I'm told to do. If I take a slower stride, it just means there's truth inside. Not a label, not a mileage, just a step that feels like tries. I come close because I want to, that's the truest thing I do. You don't rush me into clear, you just stay when I am near. When I speak in half-formed thoughts, you don't finish what I'm not. I don't claim a final end, but I stay and let it mend. Every small unhurried sign says I'm choosing what is mine. I come close because I want to, not because I'm told to do. If I take a slower stride, it just means there's truth inside. Not a label, not a mileage, just a step that feels like trust. I come close because I want to, that's the truest thing I do. If I leave to breathe alone, no, I meant you in my tone. I come close because I want to, not because I'm told to do. If I take a slower stride, it just means there's truth inside. Not a label, not a mileage, just a step that feels like trust. I come close because I want to, that's the truest thing I do. You don't ask me what I keep, you just breathe beside the deep. When I drift in quiet rooms, you don't rush what gently blooms. I don't name the shifting part, but it settles in my heart. Every time you don't insist, something roots beneath the mist. Things that bloom without permission, going past the old condition. If I move through subtle rain, it just means I shed the blame. Not a vow or scripted vision, just a soft to slow transition. Things that bloom without permission, finding light in intuition. You don't trace me line by line, you just meet the undefined. When my hands don't reach for yours, you don't open quiet doors. I don't hold a seal intent, but our eyes where warmth is sent. Every moment not pursued feels like choosing gratitude. Things that bloom without permission, going past the old condition. If I move through subtle rain, it just means I shed the blame. Not a vow or scripted vision, just a soft or slow transition. Things that bloom without permission, finding light in intuition. If I leave to stand alone, oh, you softened every stone. Things that bloom without permission, going past the old condition. If I move through subtle rain, it just means I shed the blame. Not a vow or scripted vision, just a soft or slow transition. Things that bloom without permission, finding light in intuition. You don't wait for me to name every feeling shaped in frame. When I circle back in thought, you don't say what I forgot. I don't map way it starts, but I notice softer parts. Every time you don't define, space becomes a place of mine. Rooms with soft corners, where nothing has borders. If I stay a breath too long, it just means it feels like home. Not a line I have to cross, just a space that holds the loss. Rooms with soft corners, somewhere slow becomes warmer. You don't hold me to a pace, you just offer open space. When my hands don't reach for yours, you don't open hidden doors. I don't force the shape to show, but I feel it when it grows. Every small unhurried turn feels like something I can learn. Rooms with soft corners, where nothing has borders. If I stay a breath too long, it just means it feels like home. Not a line I have to cross, just a space that holds the lost. Rooms with soft corners, somewhere slow becomes warmer. If I leave to stand alone, know you lived inside my tone. Rooms with soft corners, where nothing has borders. If I stay a breath too long, it just means it feels like home. Not a line I have to cross, just a space that holds the lost. Rooms with soft corners, somewhere slow becomes warmer. You don't tell me who to be, you just notice honestly. When I quiet down my voice, you don't try to fill the void. I don't open all at once, but I shift in smaller fronts. Every time you hold your pace, I unfold a different way. I stay soft when I'm seen, not enforced but in between. If I move a beat too slow, it just means I wanna grow. Not a vow spoken plea, just a truer side of me. I stay soft when I'm seen, closer where I dare to be. You don't read me by my speed, you just meet me where I need. When I drift and take my time, you don't ask me to define. I don't push to make it right, but I choose you through the night. Every step I take toward you feels like something soft and true. I stay soft when I'm seen, not enforced but in between. If I move a beat too slow, it just means I wanna grow. Not a vow spoken plea, just a truer side of me. I stay soft when I'm seen, closer where I dare to be. If someday I walk alone, know I meant you in my tone. I stay soft when I'm seen, not enforced but in between. If I move a beat too slow, it just means I wanna grow. Not a vow spoken plea, just a truer side of me. I stay soft when I'm seen, closer where I dare to be. You arrive without a sound, just a warmth that hangs around. Not a storm that breaks me open, just a shift I never spoken. I don't mark the moment when something sparks and starts again. Every quiet breath you bring changes everything in spring. Small weather in the heart, not a flood but just a start. If I move a shade unsure, it's the way I learn secure. Through wind to tear apart, just small weather in the heart. Small weather, soft and slow, changing things I didn't know.
You don't ask me to define why my edges lean to yours. You don't trace the fault lines of the places love restores. I don't rush to hold it tight, but I feel the morning light
Every quiet shift in me feels like something meant to be. Small weather in the heart, not a flood but just a start. If I move a shade unsure, it's the way I learn secure. Thin grand to tear apart, just small weather in the heart. Small weather, soft and slow. If I leave to walk alone, know you echoed in my tone. Small weather in the heart, not a flood but just a start. If I move a shade unsure, it's the way I learn secure. Thin grand to tear apart, just small weather in the heart. Small weather, soft and slow. You don't ask me where to go, you just walk beside the slow. When my thoughts are tucked away, you don't ask for words to stay. I don't open all at once, just an honest quiet front. Every pause becomes a shore where I hear myself some more. Paper lanterns in still water, drifting farther, drifting softer. If they move without a sound, it's the truth they finally found. Not a mission to arrive, just a glow that stays alive. Paper lanterns in still water, holding light without a border. You don't measure how I've been, you just stay and let it mend. When I rest instead of rise, you don't read it as disguise. I don't rush to name the scene, but I live the in-between. Every quiet breath I take forms a shape I didn't make. Paper lanterns in still water, drifting farther, drifting softer. If they move without a sound, it's the truth they finally found. Not a mission to arrive, just the glow that stays alive. Paper lanterns in still water, holding light without a border. If I drift beyond your sight, know you lit my early light. Paper lanterns in still water, carrying one moment's charter. If they fade beyond the night, know they travel with the light. Not a promise sealed in flame, just a glow that kept my name. Paper lanterns in still water, dim and slow but burning softer. You don't ask me to be loud, you don't need me to be proud. When I sit a little close, you don't ask for grander shows. I don't name what isn't said, but I feel what I don't say, yeah. Every time you let it breathe, I stay longer than I leave. If it's real, it doesn't need noise, not a script or perfect poise. If I speak a little late, it just means I'm feeling weight. Not a promise, not a claim, still I show up just the same. If it's real, it doesn't need noise, just a quiet, steady choice. You don't push me into light, you don't measure wrong or right. When I take my time to trust, you don't say I think too much. I don't rush to make it clear, but I choose you being near. Every step without demand feels like something I can stand. If it's real, it doesn't need noise, not a script or perfect voice. If I speak a little late, it just means I'm feeling weight. Not a promise, not a claim, still I show up just the same. If it's real, it doesn't need noise, just a quiet, steady choice. If I need to stand alone, no, I meant you in my tone. If it's real,